So you're thinking about making a flag for your world. Well, let me give you a little bit of advice before you guys deep dive into just throwing some colors on a rectangle and putting an image in there and calling it a day. Because making a flag might be simple, but I doubt you guys, or some of you guys listening to this, know what goes into making a flag, so you guys can watch me fix one of my own flags as we talk about it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. It really helps me, and comment and go to my Patreon to read my writing if that's interesting to you. So let's get to it. So a flag is going to be an integral part of your world building because it's going to be representing the nations of your world. Keep in mind that there are 41 different flag shapes, and I know that sounds really crazy, but most flags today are either square, rectangle, or something else, but it's barely one of the other ones. It's mostly the rectangles that you guys have all seen and are used to. Just only if you want to use one of the weird ones, but just for design sakes, it's really easier if you just stick with the rectangle, unless there's a nation reason why or some other reason why. I feel like you really don't need to have those weird shapes unless you're just trying to go for something wacky. Now, when it comes to creating the flag, there's like how to half the flag. Well, how to divide it. That's called the division of field. I'm going to link something for you guys in the description, but it's basically how the flag is divided. So there's horizontally, vertically, diagonally, having different shapes, parting into threes. You guys can go look at the thing I provided for you. And you can divide it any which way you want. It can be lines, waves, zigzags, repeating patterns. I'll put a picture up so you guys can see how there's different ones, but at least try to decide on one of them. Okay, so now we're going to go into the colors. And I'll keep it easy for you guys and describe the colors so you know what they are and know how they work. But I did want to mention that the colors that you pick for your flag are going to be like, it kind of means similar to what you believe they meant, but it also has different meanings too. I hope that makes sense. So when it comes to red, it's used in relatively new countries, often representing some kind of struggle for independence or pays tribute to the blood that was shed in the struggle. It could also mean the rising and setting of the sun. And it's also likely that it was used because it was like a really bright color that could be easily produced in the ancient times. White often stands for peace or purity, as I'm sure you guys know that already. And that is another common color that's in flags. And white is kind of analogous with silver. It also can represent snow as well. Then there's blue, which really doesn't have like anything that's agreed upon for its meaning, but it often represents the sky, body of water, oceans, rivers. It might have some historical significance to the specific country. Like for me, sky blue is the color of the Astral Order brand, so that is why sky blue is on the flag. So green, kind of like blue, tends to represent like geological features of countries such as forests and plains and farms and agriculture and all that. It might also mean fertility and hope, could mean peace, nature, earth, all of those. Yellow or gold kind of means like, it's kind of connected to grain and wheat, and it's commonly associated with wealth and prosperity. It can also be like light and hope and the sun kind of thing. Might be one of the reasons why you see a lot of African countries having the yellow in their flag. So also for black, so it's not really used on a lot of flags, but it usually has an association with death and war, struggle, piracy, anarchy, all that type of stuff. Orange is kind of like a mix between red and yellow because it's kind of like courage and sacrifice, similar to red. Also stands for vitality, enthusiasm, and passion. It can also mean joy, creativity, and strength. Part of the reason why I used white and green and orange for Equinox's flag, the one you're seeing me draw here, is because equinox is a huge forest and they focus a lot on creativity, but they also have a lot of war, and it's like the energy, there's a lot of sacrifice that went into making equinox. So I feel the colors that I picked and everything, it seems to feel what I feel when I think of equinox. Now that we're at purple, I want to talk about purple for a second. So think about purple used in your world. Like if this is a normal world, like modern, it's fine. But if this is an older world, you guys are going to have to think about how they were able to produce that purple, because purple dye back then was historically super expensive. It was super rare to be on flags back then because of how expensive it was. So if you intend to use purple, it has this kind of royalty, nobility, luxury, independence. Like as an example, Spain has a small like purple lion. Another example is the Dominican Republic. It has a little bit of purple on the parrots. There's also some rules on how to apply the colors. Basically, don't put two light colors or two dark colors beside each other, like white on yellow or blue on black. But if you really want to use similar colors, use it kind of as a stripe, because it can kind of, when it's two dark colors, it can kind of muddy it. So if you like put something like dark navy blue against dark purple, they kind of just mesh together. So you would need a color in between. One of my own rules, I mean, you can add as much color as you want to your flag, but for my personal rules, I would say never put a gradient on a flag, because it's not like realistic for what, I mean, unless super hyper modern, it's not realistic for an old country to be doing that. And on top of that, I also would suggest maybe not using more than 3, at max 4. Now I say that because I feel like once you start getting over 4 colors, they're going to start competing for each other. And unless you have something very specific in mind, it's just going to start looking a little bit too messy for me. And you want it to be nice and clean. So that's why you see, like on my flag, I have a dark green and a light green. And then I have like the orange in the background for the sun and the white, and then that's it. Also, do not put text on your flags. Don't do it. It looks bad. It's tacky. There's so many flags that look so much better. Just don't do it. There's actually, I don't remember it, but there was a flag that I actually got made that was like a USA flag for some city or country or something. And it actually had copyright because the image was copyright somebody. So they actually had to put the copyright on the flag, and it was like C, and then it had the person's name on it. So it was like really cringe. The thing I would suggest is look at other flags for inspiration. Like I can tell you the Ohio flag and the Texas flag are probably the top flags in the country. And I know there are going to be people up here being like, Nimis, there's other flag.
You know, I was thinking about that. And the thing is, I really don't care.
There's also like Arizona, New Mexico that you could also look at. I know some of the flags that we have in the US are kind of crazy, where we got like the California Republic has that bear on it. I'm not saying you can't do that. I'm just saying that, you know, in general, you kind of want to try to keep it simple, something that could easily be replicated by people of the time. Truly use your best judgment when you're applying things like logos or animals or things like that. Here are some other tips. Try to keep it simple. You need to think like, if a child is going to draw it or it's really, really tiny, are people going to be able to recognize it from far away? Use meaningful symbolism. So if there is something that is important to your country, maybe it should be put right there in the center, in the front, or wherever you want to put it. Like, for example, as you can see here on mine, I'm changing the centerpiece to be these special trees that are in my world that are like these huge, humongous trees where elves live inside of them, right? Keep in mind that there is also the national flag of Nepal, which looks crazy and looks cool at the same time. So while there's no real rules, there's also like rules a little bit. So now that I've given you guys some tips on how to make flags, how do you make one? Well, what I would suggest is use like Inkscape or some kind of vectoring program if you can, because I don't know what it is. It's just easier to make something like that in a vector program. And you can keep it for as long as you want, and it can be as big as you want. You can always come back and refer to it. So if you have like something like an Adobe Illustrator or something that makes vectors, I would suggest using that. Now there's a whole lot of stuff online you can use, like Vector Easy, where you can basically just make whatever you want from stuff like that, as you can see that I'm doing here. If you're also not sure and you just want to play with ideas of flags without actually opening up a program, I'm going to put 2 links down below that are just flag generators and flag designers, so that you can play with it and play with what they have there and then decide on your own on what you're going to do. How about that? I did want to mention that if you have some issues with your world building, or you guys want me to look over any of your world building, over on VGen, I have like a small $7 thing where I'll just look over one thing from your world, and I'll give you as much advice as I can give you. So if that sounds like something interesting to you, feel free. I did want to point out, if you do want to see some really bad flags, just go look at the United States flags or some other country flags. In general, when people decide to make flags, they go based off of like what the color means sometimes. And they might put too many colors on a flag. They might put a seal on the flags. So just look over some of the flags there before you make your own, because it could be ugly. I'm not trying to say this to be offensive to anyone whatsoever. It's just when it comes to graphic design, some people are not graphic designers. And I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm just saying that I know when I see some ugly shit. Now that I've taught you how to do this, y'all got to stop all that world building and start writing. And if you need some advice on how to actually do that shit, feel free to watch this video after the next one. You'll see it up on the screen. All right, take care, guys. See you next time.